7:06 on the 6th of January. I have made one change on the agenda. If anybody else has any others, it's to add, we've got to make a motion for the grant application. Anything else need to be added? Anybody know what?
New business.
It's under new business. I put it in the top of new business. Yeah, new business.
What did I do?
No. Just kidding. Anything else?
I'll make a motion, we approve the agenda with that change.
I'll second. Go ahead.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Our secretary is sick, so John's our secretary tonight.
So does that mean we have to talk slow?
Probably.
You keep talking real slow.
We'll do the approval of the December minutes. Anybody have any, see any changes that need to be made in them?
No, I thought they looked all right.
I didn't think, I wasn't here, I don't know, I didn't know, I can't argue with it.
Okay, everybody in favor of the meeting minutes are okay?
Yes.
Election of officers.
I renominate, or should say nominate, for another term, Bill Ernst to president this next year. Second.
Okay, I'll take it one for one. Go first and second.
Sure. Ed? Yes. Carol?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, so 3-0.
I'd like to make a motion to have John Dooley for vice president.
Second.
Okay, take roll call vote on that, John?
Ed? Yes. Carol?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay, we'll go right along to old business. Now, I've put the VASI lights on hold. I did have Shirley survey company. I emailed it to you with the longitude, and latitude, and altitude. Those are the figures that we're going to be needing. Okay. And since we have that, I'll get a hold of the FAA and see if we can back in for another flight. I had the hangar information on that.
Don,
Yes.
a question. If we can't get those VASI lights approved for their IFR approaches, can they be notamed or put in there as VFR only?
So, Golly, technically, you don't need the VASIs for electronic approach. VASIs for visual aid after you come off the approach for landing.
But see, that the FAA states that the only reason they're so picky on them right now is because they are listed on the approach as a 3-degree descent, blah, 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 and it's got to meet that. And if we would label them as VFR only, that should eliminate that off of the approach, shouldn't it?
Well, no, it's a visual nav aid. So visual means all types of approach. So if you note them out on service, that's what you do. You note them out of service, which you have now. Is there are out of service, no matter if it's a visual approach or a non-precision or precision approach. It really doesn't make any difference. But it's not, the VASI system is not required to have an approach plate for use.
I know, but there, so many of the VFR pilots would like to have them on, especially for night, and they can't have them because it's the IFR is what's keeping them on.
No, that's not.
Go ahead.
The only reason why they're keeping them off is because they're set at a certain gliding that they're asking you to match with the approach. If change the angle, for that approach to what the VASI is, which is probably the next step, maybe if you can't get the angle changed, is to ask them to change the angle to the approach. So you have a different approach angle. And that would be for your approach plates, which show different angle. Instead of 3 degrees, you can go between 2.75 degrees up to 4 degrees, and I think they were set.
We're at 136 at one end, 37 at the other.
And what they're asking you to do is to match the approach.
With the GPS, which is
Yes.
3.4.
Right. And that's what they're asking you to do. You're supposed to be within a certain degree of that approach angle from the VASIs. So that probably is what, if you can't get them to change the angle, if you can't seem to change the angle on your VASIs as a visual approach, what you probably will do is going back and asking them to change the actual approach ones to give you a different angle.
From the GPS.
Yes. That would be the next step. I don't, after investigating and looking at it, the reason why they were flying it and not getting the angle that you have, and I believe the VASIs were probably set right the first time, is because you had inaccurate data. They enter in certain data in their aircraft, and if that data is inaccurate, it'll give them an inaccurate reading. And that's the reason why Bill got the surveyors out there to get actual elevations of the VASIs and the locations where the VASIs are in reference to the approach threshold. And as soon as you get that accurate data, you should be able to done everything you can do short of putting in new systems. And VASIs, let's face it, VASIs are not something that are used anymore. You go to the precision approach path, you get short of happy.
They're much more convenient for a VFR pilot at night coming in than they are for an instrument approach.
Yes, they
I
are.
mean, the instrument approach is nice, but that night approach with the VFR aircraft, they're really important there.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. I'll get the information, I'll get to the FAA. Any more discussion needed on the hangar agreements? Apparently they went through this time without anybody complaining.
Right. I thought they looked okay.
We got it in the mail. They'd sent the hangar agreements out. I got mine in the mail several weeks ago. And it was listed on there to call, phone numbers to call if they had any concerns, no one's called. I think we're good to go there.
Okay, the next thing we had was tabled from last time is noise abatement.
Jim Pruitt's not here today. He's sick. He's here. Like, recommend we table that until we have a full discuss that.
I would agree with that.
Along with that.
Hangar doors. The doors are on order for John Elsner. As soon as they come in, he'll start installation. Move on to new business, Mr. Doherty. You first on the.
Couple things. First of all, our safety day is on February the 28th at the Hampton Inn. Actually, we're having our staff meeting first from 9 till 12:30, then safety day begins at 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock. And I was hoping we could lock you and John, or a couple of you, in to come to that meeting, basically just to update everybody on what's going on, and also, I guess, give them a little report card on what's transpired since you spoke to them last year.
Okay.
See where we're at.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Saturday.
Saturday.
It's in that main conference room there. When you walk in the front door, it's just straight ahead.
What was it, Bob? Excuse me. What was the date on that again?
February 28th, Saturday. I don't know that it would be that important to speak to the staff that morning. I'm more interested in you being there that afternoon, because when everybody's there, just not just the staff.